Mataji,
so,
thank
so
you.
much.
Prabhuji, have gone live. Devika Mataji, you stop sharing the screen. Can? Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. A beautiful bhajan, beautiful translation, and the sloka recitation. Everything was so great. It gives so much of energy to start. Hare Krishna,
Devika Mataji,
everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Can you make Siddharth
Hare
Prabhuji host?
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Acha, I have to make something, na?
No. Devika Mataji will make you host. She has become the host.
I have not
Okay,
done.
okay. So I'm the co-host. So if you can
You
make me
just
host.
make Siddharth Prabhuji host. Devika Mataji.
I have to go to host tools. Then what to do, Mataji?
No, not host tool. Go to participants. You can see Siddharth Prabhuji there on the right. There are 3 dots. No, click on that and you see make host.
She make host. Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's done. It's done.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us hear a energetic Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So let's start today's session. Just confirm me if my screen is visible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Voice audible.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So welcome to Bhagavad Gita for Adults 9 p.m. class by ISKCON Mangaluru. Humble obeisance to Radha Govinda. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो 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 विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. All glories to our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace,
Hare
A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Our temple president, His Grace Namanista Das Prabhuji ki jai, due to which the entire online session is going on as of now. Hare Krishna. So we start the chapter, which is chapter 8, called Akshara Brahma Yoga. And the meaning is attaining the supreme. So till now, till 7th chapter, we are trying to have how to develop our devotional service. And we are finding various paths to it, which Krishna has already told to Arjuna. He already said that Janma karma cha me dipyam evam yavetti tattvataha tattva deham punarjanmam naiti mam eti so Arjuna. So by remembering him, that his activities, his appearance are divine, just by remembering this, one can attain him. So now question is, why you are doing all this? Is the basic purpose is to attain him. Now there will be many questions which will be asked by Arjuna, that how to attain, and further questions. In fact, there are uh, at least 5 questions are there which will be asked, and will also have the answers by Krishna. One important point here is, are you thinking that these questions are for the first time being asked by Arjuna, or these questions are asked before also? Okay, let me clarify. These questions were asked even by Sun God 120 million years ago when Krishna told to Sun God. And of course, then we understood that from Sun God it came to Manu, Manu to Ikshaku, and all that has happened. But the same questions were asked even then. So the main understanding is these questions are not just by Sun God or just by Arjuna. The questions are for us. So questions are ours and answers are also for us to reach him. So let's start. This is also, we will talk about Yoga Mishra Bhakti to the Shuddha Bhakti. So the key learnings of chapter 8 will be how to attend Krishna. There will be processes which will be explained. Then what is the final exam? In any case, our entire life is a preparation for the final exam, which is death. And that will be a surprise test. And how to prepare for it is the most important thing. How to practice, perform Bhakti Yoga. How to practically perform Bhakti Yoga. So, what should one do? What should one think? What should be the bhava one should be? All this will be discussed in this chapter. So, in an overview, if you look at, then as I was telling that Arjuna asked certain questions which will be answered by Krishna from 1 to 4. Then remembering Krishna at the time of death, very important, because that will lead to the particular type of body after the transmigration. Then remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti, remembering Krishna by pure Bhakti, then material world versus spiritual world, what is the difference, how it is depicted, and then ultimately, we also know that bhakti is the best. So, supremacy of pure bhakti, already Krishna has told it is yukta tama mataha. We have already learned in the last chapter itself. So, let's now delve into the chapter 8 together. Hare Krishna. So, Arjuna's questions and Krishna's answers. So, Arjuna is asking, "O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are these demigods? Please explain this to me." The verse was already recited at the beginning, so I'm not going to the verse. So now my question to everyone, we learned this. So what do you understand by Brahman? Anyone, please, quickly? We discussed this in last class. I mean, in chapter 2 and 3. So what is Brahman? Anyone, please? Hare Krishna. What is Brahman?
Example, if we see sun, we actually see sun god. That's called Brahman.
Okay,
Brahman is like
that yeah, yes, but then that is not exactly what Brahman is. We talked about the experiencing or realizing the different features of God or Bhagavan. So the impersonal feature is Brahman that we talked and discussed, right? And the example, Prabhuji, what you were giving was primarily it was compared to the sunlight, where you had just in front of you there is an effulgence, so you are happy with that effulgence itself. So you don't want to know even what the sun is. You are absolutely happy with the experience of the effulgence. That yes, sunlight is there, so that is all. So that is the Brahman feature. So what are the different levels of realization? First is Brahman. Second is Hare Krishna. Second is, so there are three kinds of realization, right?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. Yes. And Paramatma sits where? Where
So
does he sit?
Brahman,
That is the question
Brahman,
is, where does he sit? He
He
sit
is
in
our
everybody's heart. Yeah. So Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti, Sabdate. So these are the different kind of realization from Brahman, which is impersonal, to absolute personal, which is having all six opulences, Bhagavan. So, and who is self? Self is the living entity. We are the self. And what are the fruitive activities? Our karma. We know that. Good karma, bad karma, all those are our fruitive activities, because one will lead to punya, one will lead to papa, and the results. So those are the fruitive activities. And who will not get the fruitive activities? That state of Padma Patra Vibham Vasa we talked about. What is this material manifestation? This material nature, Prakriti. And what are the demigods? The Devatas, whom we ask for some kind of boon. Somebody wants wealth, somebody wants knowledge, somebody wants something else. However, we also learned in last chapter that demigods are not interested in your liberation or what is good for you. Whatever you ask, they will give you. That's fine. So all that is now understood by Arjuna. Then he is again asking in 8.2 that how does the Lord sacrifice, how does this Lord of sacrifice live in the body? And in which part does he live? O Madhusudana. And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? The last question is the essence of this chapter 8. This is the essence of the chapter 8, that how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? So, what is that process and how to achieve that? But before that, let us also try to answer here. Whenever Arjuna is in doubt, he always addresses, before also many times he has addressed, like he addresses Krishna as Madhusudana. So, what Madhusudana means? Hare Krishna.
The sweetest of all nectars.
Krishna. Anyone, please? Madhusudana means?
I think is it the killer? Is it the demon Madhu, the one who destroyed the
Am I
demon
audible?
Madhu?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah. So what does Madhusudana means?
Killer of the demon Madhu.
Yes, killer of the demon Madhu. And what is Arisudana? Killer of the enemy. So whenever he's in doubt, so he always refers to him as Madhusudana, that please clear my doubt. And every time Krishna clears him his doubt. And therefore the last question is most important. And there is one more question. What he says is that where does he live? So we just said that he lives in the heart. And which verse? Anyone remembers the verse which signifies that the Paramatma stays in the heart of each living being?
Is it in third chapter?
Yeah, it's not in this chapter, but I think I have told it in the last class. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivisto mattah smritirjnanamohanam cha vedaischa sarvaihameva vedyah vedanta krudveda videva chaham. So, sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivisto. I am living in the heart of every living being. That's what he's saying. And the last question will try to answer through a story. That what happens through that story, we'll understand what kind of thoughts at the time of death determines the next body and what should be done, not to get at a particular body, but to go to the abode of Krishna. So these are in fact some of the words which were in the last chapter, and based on which these questions were coming. So in 7.29, in fact, some 5 words Krishna has introduced. Jaramarana mokshasya mamasrita yatanti ye te brahma tat viduhu kritsnam adhyatma karma chakilam. So 2 words came, Brahma and Adhyatma. So therefore Arjuna is asking this, that what is Brahma and what is Adhyatma? Then Sadhi Bhut Adhi Daivam Mam Sadhi Yagyam Cha Yaviduhu Prayana kalepi cha mam te viduryuktas chetasah. This is the last thing that we are just trying to get the answer to that. That is at Prayana Kale, at the time of death, what what is the thought that will take me to Krishna? That is what the question of Arjuna. So answers we have already answered, but just for further absolute understanding. So Brahman is the jiva or the indestructible living. In fact, many times there is a confusion also. Let's say people say Aham Brahmasmi. So that it doesn't mean that they are God. It only means that they are part and parcel of God. Adhyatma, controller of the body. So that is, and that also we have seen in other verse. Bhoktaram Yagatapasam, Sarvaloka Maheswaram. So he is the controller of the body. Karma is of course the actions leading to material body. Adhibhuta is material manifestation. This is basically the Prakriti or the material nature. Adhi Daiva is a supreme God or the universal form which includes all demigods. So all demigods together without Krishna are under the category of Adhi Daiva. So we talk about various Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, Klesha that we talk about, right? When there are various kinds of kleshas that we go through. So it is coming from there as well. And Adhi Yajna is the enjoyer of sacrifice. Bhuktaram Yajna Tapasa. So he's Paramatma. And where does Adhi Yajna reside? In the heart of all. We just said. And how to remember Krishna at the time of death? Practice remembrance throughout the life. Practice remembrance throughout the life. Because while he's saying that Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishto matta smrutir jnanam apohanam. Smruti, remembrance, jnana is knowledge, and apohanam is the forgetfulness. Everything comes from him. So if you are forgetting something, we can understand at the old age if you are forgetting or for some reason somebody is forgetting, it is due to Krishna only because it is required. But here, while we are in the body, it is important that my remembrance for Krishna has to be a constant affair. Sarveshu kalesu mam anusmara yuddhascha. That is what Krishna says. And I think in the first class, I sang this song also. Sarveshu kaleshu eva anusmarami vasudevam radha shyamam namaskaromi. Yeah, so let's go ahead. So 8.3, the Supreme Lord said, the indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called the self. Action pertaining to the development of these material bodies is called karma or fruitive activities. All this we understand now. But just to make it more clear, we can say that Aham Brahmasmi is one example that I've given that where some people said that Aham Brahma, I am Brahma. I am not the Brahma. Bhagavan's one feature, impersonal feature is Brahma. So that is one clarification. Second is Bhagavan is a person. So he is a Sachidananda Swarupa. He is not a non-person. He is a pure person with all his personal features. He is available to all the devotees in the Shama Sundara Rupa. So that is one important understanding that we should have. And here we can see, the soul, indestructible. We can see, this child is born here and slowly it is going from infancy, so it is going to the youth, then slowly to the middle age, and then slowly to the old age, and finally leaving the body. But there is a spark. You can see there is a small spark. I don't know whether you can see it or not. The spark is same, this white light. That's the depiction of the soul, which again changes. So dehinosmin yatha dehe kumaram yovananjara tatha dehantaras praptir dhiras tatra namuyati. That is the description of the soul, which is indestructible. So we move to, and this is what happens. This is what happens based on the, bhava which is there, or the thought which is there at the time of the death. So whatever bhava one has, accordingly he will have the abode or have the body accordingly. For example, on the top we see one person who is in absolute very pure devotional service, and then he's straight away going to Golaka Vrindavana and having great time and in a playful mood in Golaka. And this person is doing some charity or helping a devotee or a great sadhu, and thereby, because of that good karma, his next birth is perhaps becoming highly opulent. You know, so many people are serving him. All that is happening because good karma will lead to good results, bad karma will lead to bad results. So the bottom pictures are the bad thoughts, like somebody who is indulgent in indiscriminate eating, uh, not thinking what is right, what is wrong. Uh, he's taking, hurting the souls and eating various things. So then, because of this is indiscriminate behavior, so he's passing on to a body of a hog, because hog doesn't understand, it cannot discriminate between what is a stool, what is a rasgulla. It doesn't. So that bhava which somebody has, then all this will happen. And also the last one, with the absolute lust and all that, if it's there, then there could be a body hog or whatever. So so here is the main understanding. Let us come to what happens is, once we understand the law of transmigration of soul from one body to the other based on the desires and acquired merits, is seen as a strict dictatorship of the Lord. See, what happens is, okay, now Krishna says that your last thought will decide that what kind of body, environment, or which family, etc., that you will go to. Now somebody is thinking, or many of us would be thinking that, okay, is it a dictatorship by Krishna? Like, I'm doing so many good things. Let's say somebody is giving such example that I'm doing so many good things, and for some reason, I could not think the right thing at the moment of death, and thereby, I am punished. If this is a thought, then that is absolutely a incorrect thought, because that will never happen, because the entire life is a practice. One cannot remember Krishna if there is no practice of Krishna, and one cannot do a pious deed or a pious thought at the time of death if he has not actually done in the life all the pious deeds. It's just not possible. It is not a strategic thought that you can make, that yes, I'll plan, okay, today I'll do all the bad things. In any case, Krishna is giving me the formula, so I'll use that at the time of death. Not possible. So therefore, it is made clear here that if somebody, he is the friend, he's the only friend, he's not like other friend. I think I somebody said that, if you just, there is a flow of drop of water comes from our eyes, and then you see how many hands are coming to hold it, then only you know who is a friend. Otherwise, there are 1,000 friends, or maybe a lack of friend, whatever. But Krishna is the real friend. So whatever is your desire, as a good friend, he will sanction it, because उपदिष्टा हनुमंता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वर परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेस्मिन् पुरुषः para. So he is the, whenever somebody tests the virtuous activities, Lord grants his wish, and in the next life he gets birth, and that enables him to do better activities. Similarly, what if one develops tendency to act viciously? So if there are vices and Lord grants his wishes too, so we cannot say he's a dictator. In fact, he gives as per your desire, whatever is our desire. For example, if somebody has a desire of getting scantily dressed all the time, then it, okay, fine, so there's a great desire, so now Lord sanction, so he or she might become a tree, because tree doesn't have any require any dress. So all that can happen, and we should understand that it is because whatever we desire, that is what is being sanctioned. Of course, everything that I desire may not be sanctioned, because it will also depend on my karma. So physical nature is known to be endlessly mutable. The universe is coming from the Supreme Lord, and I am the Lord represented as the super soul dwelling in the heart of every embodied being. Sarvasya Chaham Hrudi Sannivishto. We already discussed about this, right? Hare Krishna. So now let us listen to this story. Remembering Krishna at the time of death. Antakale cho mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati sa mat bhavam yati samsayah. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. So whoever at the time of death quits his body and remembering me, smaran muktva kalevaram, remembering me alone, not anyone else. Mukta kalevaram mam eva. Krishna is saying. So remembering me alone, not anything else. So it's not that I'm, just maybe in a flickering of second, I'm remembering Krishna, but at the same time, I'm also thinking about, what will happen to my children or whatever. So no, absolutely, if I'm thinking about Krishna, then he attends my nature. And there is no doubt about this. So when Krishna is saying that there is no doubt, should we doubt? And who is, can anyone just say who is on the right hand side? Hare Krishna. Quickly, in 3 seconds.
Bhishma Pitama,
And what is the situation?
uh, it's a bed of arrows.
Yeah. So, yeah, he is in the bed of arrows. He's in the Sarasatya and he's about to die. Right. And the most interesting thing is because he was a great devotee. So at the time of death, he is chanting Vishnu Sahasranam. See how difficult it is. With so much of pain at the time of death, he is chanting Vishnu Sahasranam. He chanting Shantakarang Bhujagashayanam Padmanavam Suresham Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vidyanangam Gamyam Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrusham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Virgyana Gambam Bande Vishnu Bhavaveharam Sarva Lokaikanatham. All that, Hare Krishna, all that he's chanting. But we all cannot become like Bhishma. But what is important is we should remember and do what is required to remember Krishna and what is that process in which we'll remember Krishna at the time of death. So those preparation we must do now because this is the only time. The Manushya Janma is Durlava. This is the only time we can do that. Because it is also said that Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahatovamat bhayat. So even a small endeavor in this, devotion, it remains. It doesn't get vanquished. So why we should not doubt? Because Krishna is saying. So somebody has given a very good example. He says that when we're children, that time, we do a lot of playful activities, jump from here, jump from there, go to climb some mountain, climb some, some of the gates or roof. And once we, climb the roof, which is little high, then we're not able to come down because then there is a fear of little height. Then the father says that, okay, fine, just jump. So as a child, we jump because we place complete trust to our father. And I think this has happened to many of our lives. This has happened to most of the kids. So if we can trust our father, how we will not trust Krishna, who is the father of all living beings? He is the Bija Pradapata. So there is no question of any doubt. So everywhere, every time Krishna is saying, Nasti atra samsayaha. Sometimes he's saying asamsayaha. So there is no doubt on this. So we should not think that this is some kind of story or some kind of myth. He is saying, Krishna is saying, so it is the fact. And we have to act according to that. This because there is no other way. So let's go to the next. This is a story of Yudhishthira Maharaj And he was asked by Yamaraj that what is the most wonderful thing within this world? Maharaj Yudhishthira replied, whereas rest of the Pandavas could not answer, and therefore, all of them are lying dead there. And Yudhishthira could answer that. He's saying, Ahani ahani bhutani gacchatiha yamalayam sesah sthavaram icchanti kim ascharjam atah param. Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment, but a foolish living being nonetheless thinks himself deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in this. This is the most wonderful. We discussed this before also. So, and why we're discussing it again? Just to make the point clear that if you are in this mode, then will not prepare. If we think that there is no exam, then why will prepare? Because we're thinking, if somebody is thinking that everyone will die, but I will not die, so that means there is no exam for him, so he will not prepare also. So this story is reminding us that preparation is a must. So yam yam vapi sparan bhavam त्यजति ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitah. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So it is very clear now. Yam yam vapi sparan bhavam. Whatever bhava, whatever thought one has, when Tidanti ante kalavaram, when he leaves his body, at that moment, whatever thought is there, yam yam vapis bhavam, tam tam eva iti kaunteyas tat bhava bhavita. So that state he will attain without fail. So here is a case of Bharata Muni, Bharata Maharaj, who was a great king, and then he left his kingdom and become a great sage with highest kind of austerity he is doing. He is, he's getting up at 4 o'clock, doing all fire sacrifices, doing all that is required for the devotional service. And in fact, Bharata Muni is a person who has reached to the 8th stage of bhakti. When we talk about bhakti, so there are Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, that is association of devotees, Vajana Kriya, Anartha Nibruti. Anartha Nibruti is, you know, uh, being away from all the bad things. Nishtha, the firm faith, Ruchi, taste, Asakti, attachment of God, Bhava, tears. Whenever we see, many people we see that when they go to a temple, then suddenly tears come down. So that is called Bhava. Of course, that may be temporary, but this is the process in which Bharata Muni has gone, and but only the last part was left out. That is the prema. So what is the story? So one day in the first picture we saw that there was a there was a deer, a female deer who was pregnant, and she delivered the baby. Tiger, of course, went away. But then looking at this cute baby of a deer, Bharata Muni got really, very, very attached to her. He kept on thinking, I mean, this is such a cute baby, such a cute deer, and he should or she should run around the, it's not ashram, wherever he was there, and he was enjoying each and every moment of the deer. So, in fact, before sleeping, while sleeping, in the dream, waking up, he's only thinking about the deer because he was so attached to this deer. After having so much austerities, now he got attached to this deer. In fact, when deer was not around, then he was thinking that, okay, has it been eaten by some wild animal? And all that he's thinking. So what happened at the time of death? The last thought he has of the deer, that where he is. And thereby he got the body of the deer. The next birth, he got the body. It is a case of highest order. He has gone to the highest level. And but then, just because of the last thought, he could not even get a body of a human. Just got a body of deer. However, he remembers because Swarpamapi Asya Dharmasya Trayate Mahatabhavat. He remembered everything. So tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmara yuddhascha mai arpita mano buddhir mam eva esyasi asamsayah. Again, asamsayah asking, is coming because Krishna knows that all of us, We read, we study, we listen, we hear, everything happens, and then we go home. Again, there is some doubt that is it so? So she is hammering on this point that this is asamsayaha. There is no doubt on that. That's tasmat sarvesu kalyudascha. And that is the reason, because to inculcate the thought at the last moment, what is requirement is that we have to do it all the time. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmara, and also fight. He's saying fight, but remember. So we should do it is applicable for all of us. We go to office, we do a lot of things. We discuss with our customers, with vendors, with our bosses. So many things, so many transactions are happening every day. Some good transactions, some bad transactions, whatever it is. Krishna is not saying that stop all that, because some bad transactions will give you some bad feelings, and you will not be in a Suddha Bhava or Sattva Bhava. No, he's not saying that. He's saying do your duty properly. Whatever is a prescribed duty which is given to you as of now, please do it. Continuously do it, because we cannot even exist with this body without work. So do it, do the duty, but Anusmara, remember him. Because second line is because Mai Arpita Manobuddhir Mam Eva Eshyasi Asamsayaha. So, therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt, because intelligence is superior to mind. So both please fix on me, and you will attain me without doubt. Asamshayaha. So this is very clear. This is what he's recommending with respect to the Bharata Muni's story, that what should be done. Then second, he's saying, Abhyasena yoga yuktena chetasa nanya gamina paramam purusam divyam yati partha nu chintayan. He who meditates on the supreme of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. So we ask whoever comes to Krishna consciousness, that we ask two questions: that how you have come here, to know that what has been his journey is very important. And second, we ask that are you practicing? Are you chanting one mala at least? Because abhyasa is important, practice is important. One cannot strategize that okay, I'll just remember Krishna at the last moment. Continuous practice, abhyasa yoga yuktena. He just again hammering on this word, abhyasa yoga yuktena. It is possible by constant practice. So therefore, Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya, our Guru, in our Guru Parampara said, Kirtaniya Sadaharihi. So if you are making doing kirtan for Hari, naturally we are remembering him all the time. But next question comes, that how it is possible? I am doing my duty. I am talking to my customer. I'm in a heated discussion with him, and at that heated discussion, I want to win the argument, because if I win the argument, then the revenue will come to the company. So at that time, how will remember Krishna? This question may come. So what is the answer? The answer is, I gave it last time also, that a mother, while she is doing cooking, or doing some other house chores, does she forget about her baby? Not at all. So that is the kind of remembrance that we have. We are doing our duty, but yes, for Krishna we're doing. So the moment we're doing for Krishna, Krishna will always come. So this is another story. So we discussed about the Bharata Muni story, and this is just in the spectrum. It is just in the opposite spectrum. Now, the story of it is. By the way, who is he? Anyone? Hare Krishna. He is Bilwa Mangala. So Bilwa Mangala was he took birth in a Brahmin family, a very austere family, very auspicious family. in their family, there is Vishnu idol was there. They're worshipping Vishnu. Until 25 years, in fact, he was in the devotional service uh, as per his family tradition. Everything was there, very good, completely austere. And one day, what happened? He, for some reason, for taking some wood from jungle, he went to jungle, and by chance he saw a Shudra making love with a prostitute. And then suddenly he caught by Maya. And we know Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durattaya. So it is very, very powerful. So therefore, so finally he married to the prostitute, and he had many children from the prostitute. And after marrying, his degradation started. He tried, now he has involved himself with all kinds of sins. So he now did all sins, but then at the same time, there are many children which they have, and then he reached to the old age. So when he was something around 80, 85, 89, in that age, he has his youngest son, and he named him Narayana. Yeah, so he named his Narayan, and Narayan was the description which is there in Bhagavatam is that that child was speaking in a broken language. So small he was, might be 3 years old, right? And he was so attached to him, and he was loving him like anything. So what happened? His last time came, and he could see the Yamadutas around with their fires, figures, and all that he could see. He never seen them, so he was, highly frightened. And then with so much of fright, he called up his son, Narayana, Narayana. So this Yamadutas were about to take his soul out, and at that moment, Vishnu Dutas came, and they said that no, you cannot take them. Now they are puzzled. How it is possible? We are supposed to take the soul as per the niyama, as per the yama. So they go to Yamaraj, and they said that how this is possible. But Yamaraj said, Matta Paratara Nanyat. So he is the supreme. Then there is an argument that why you are taking. So Vishnudata says, no, he called Narayana. So therefore we have to take him to the Narayan board. But then gave their argument saying that, but then he has not called Narayana, he has not called Vishnu, he has called his son. But it doesn't matter. He called Narayana, and that is the power of the name. He called Narayana at the last moment. So finally, you can see that Vishnu Dutas are absolutely in the same form of 400 forms, beautiful forms, and and he was boarded to the plane and was taken to the abode of Krishna. So life is a preparation, death is an examination. This is what we discussed. So remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti. So we now talked about remembering. So what are the Yoga Mishra Bhakti and what is the Shuddha Bhakti? So the real success in life is Ante Narayana Smriti. If we are able to remember Krishna, that is a success in life. Remembering the holy name, attributes, activities, and form of the Lord at the time of the death. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ante Narayana Smriti. So therefore we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If this practice is on every day, there is no doubt, there is absolutely asamsayaha in the language of Krishna that you will definitely remember me at the time of the death. So 8.9. Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anoraniyam Samanusmaretyaha Sarvasya Dhataram Achinta Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasaha Parastat. So here one should meditate upon the Supreme Person as one who knows everything, as He who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. Two times the person is coming in this sentence. You can see He is luminous like sun, and being transcendental is beyond this material nature. Now, the question is that we are supposed to remember at the last, at the time of death. Now, in which form? That is being described here. This is the form in which we are supposed to remember. As a person, we can see Ishwara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Swarupa Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes, and his form is this Shyama Sundar Rupa. And which Shyama? Megha Shyama. He's like the cloud just after the rain. So that black, not in fact black, so bluish black. And he's having a beautiful peacock feather, is having Vaijayanti Mala, is having flute with Pitambara. This is his description. And also there are other description like this. So there are 10 description. So Kavim, so he's a knower of everything. So we have to remember him as the remember of. He is the knower of everything. He is Purana, all born out of him. So Matta Sarvam Pravartate, he has said. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Ma Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. So he is the Purana. And Anusasi Ram is a controller. Bhoktar, the Sarvaloko Maheshwara. Then Anor Aniyamsa, smaller than the smallest. He is in the atom, not in the atom. He's in the nucleus, in the neutron, in the electron, or whatever is there, even under that, which is not yet maybe invented yet or discovered yet. So Dhataram, the maintainer, beyond all material conception, and Rupam. So this is most important. He has got a Rupa. He has got a form. He is not formless. So this Rupa we are supposed to remember. And Achinta, inconceivable, luminous like the sun, transcendental, and beyond this material concept. And then these are the 10 ways in which we should remember. So we can see not just but the great gods, they also remember Narayana in this. Here we can see all the demigods, even Brahma, they are making this stuti, and they are in fact singing the Purusha Sukta uh, to remember Narayana. And here Lord Shiva also we can see he is also remembering Krishna. He's saying to Parvati, what is he saying? A beautiful line on Rama. Anybody remembers?
Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame.
Hasranama
Svanama
Tatulya.
Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane.
Wonderful, wonderful, very nice. That is what he says. When Parvati said that, Parvati Devi said that, I cannot give you food now because I'm busy with Vishnu Sahasranam, so I have to take 1,000 names. He said, okay, it's very simple. Why you have to take 1,000 names? Just tell this, Sri Rama Rama Ramyati. So here is a very fundamental question. What is happiness? There are so many people who are now taking, self-proclaimed so-called trainers who are training on happiness. But we need to understand from Krishna what is happiness. For it is day after the exams. Yes, for them it is. For adults it is maybe a Sunday. Just in a limited understanding of it. And for a prisoner, the duration where he is not being punished. And for some, it may be watching mindless TV or scrolling mindlessly all social media. It could be anything. Happiness can be of this degree. However, the simile is 0 is no doubt more than -1. Okay, this is a mathematical understanding. It 0 is no doubt more than -1, and all other negative numbers. But is it really a big number? Question is it a big number? So in this world filled with miseries and pain, dukkhalam aswasatam, we just see few moments of painlessness and embrace it to be happiness. So what is happiness? Happiness is something which is eternal, not just, it is momentary. Therefore, Krishna says this material world is dukkhalam aswasatam. It is painful. So you might get some happiness for some time, but it is 100% sure that the pain will come. So it has to be happiness, distress, happiness, distress, happiness, distress. It has to be, because he says that matra sparsparsu kontaya sitoshna sukha dukkhada. So ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yogina. How to attain the supreme? Ananya chetaha satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasya aham sulabha partha. Sulabha, I am easily available. Sulabha is I am easily available to him who is nitya yukta yoginaha. So who is constantly engaged with me, I am very easily available to him. So, so what he's saying, for one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Partha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. So it is again coming to devotional service. So these are some of the practices of Mishra Bhakti, where you start with some Satchakra Yoga in the Ashtanga Yoga, chanting Om. Then third stage, renouncing sense gratification, and then fourth stage, fixed on heart, the mind on heart, and after that, we go to the stage of the Samadhi. So that is, and then ultimately, of course, to Bhakti. So this can be one way where is, look at Brahman. So they concentrate on Brahman. So attaining the supreme thinking of Krishna while quitting the body is important. Om, he's saying, na, I am Pranabha. I'm Vedeschu, I am Pranabha. He's saying he's Om, and so that is from Om to impersonal Brahman to Lord Krishna. Whereas devotees, they always start with Krishna only. They do not think about Om or any other Brahman. They straight away give their devotional service to Krishna, and therefore there are thousands of destinations for devotees, and innumerable Vaikuntha planets are there for them. So now let us understand what is a pure bhakti. And you can see that lotus feet of Krishna. So mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam asaswatam na apnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So dukkhalayam aswaswatam. If you are not conversed with Sanskrit or Hindi maybe, then alayam is primarily a house. So alaya is a house. For example, let's say pustakalaya means the where the books are available, the house of the. So Krishna is saying that this material world is dukkhalayam and aswasatam. It is full of miseries and it is temporary. So what is the point of remaining here? Birth after birth, 84 lakhs of species. And even in 84 lakhs of species, if we do not again get a chance of human life, which is just 4 lakhs, then we may repeat 84. So I don't know 84 to the power how much will be running. So it is best to make the process faster so that we are able to remember Krishna all the time, Sarveshu Kalesu Ma Manusmara, Yuddhascha, and then make our journey to the abode of Krishna and enjoy the eternal happiness there. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all the places are of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So we can see heavens are also constantly at war. Even earth is at war. There are so many news are war which is happening. Hell is just pain. So where will go? Even Brahma, who lives for some billion years, is also, there is a dissolution which happens for Brahma. So everything comes to an end. Only one thing doesn't come to an end, and that is the abode of Krishna. So this is how the material world and the spiritual world is depicted. So material world, we can see there is a inverted tree. Branches we can see the twigs of the branches, we can see some leaves of the branches. So here, the most important thing is that the entire material creation at the top of which Brahma is there, it is under the desire. And if the desire is cut, and the branches are basically the desires, the leaves are the Vedic hymns, and if we can cut that, that will come in the next chapter with the X of detachment. Then only we can go and cross this material world and go to above. We can see the Golokadam where Krishna is there. Unless we do that, it is just not possible. So, by human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together for the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. We saw in the last last but one slide, how many, what are the number of years of Brahma, what is the number of years of Manu, what are the Manvantaras. One kalpa of Brahma is equal to 15 Manvantaras, 14 Manvantaras and 15 Sandhyas. All that we've seen, right? When Brahma's day is manifest, this multiple living entities comes into being, and at the arrival of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. Again and again, the day comes, and this host of beings is active. And again, the night falls, O Partha, and they are helplessly dissolved. So there is a continuous creation and continuous devastation happens. Maybe the timeline is long for some entities. For us, it may be 100 years. For Devatas, maybe it is a little more. For Brahma, it may be, for Manu, it may be some million years. For Brahma, it may be some billion years. But in any case, everything will come to an. So therefore, we should aim for the eternal. So there is a cyclic creation and annihilation which happens. Brahma's night is the annihilation and Brahma's day is the creation. So at the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state. And after that, when the night comes, they again go back to the unmanifest again. So there is nothing there. So again they come. So day and night of Brahma depicts the creation and dissolution. So when Krishna says that it is Dukkhalam and Ashwasatam, so why it is temporary? Now he's saying, Bhutagrama sa evayam bhutva praliyate ratri agame vasah partha prabha, prabhavati ahar agame. Again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. Some entities think that just because Brahma is living for some uh, so many millions of years, so that is eternal. So that is not again eternal, because there will be Brahma's day and there will be Brahma's night where the complete dissolution will take place. So real problems of this life is material world is birth, old age, death, and disease. And what is this called? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi. These four cannot be wiped out by anything. The moment we come to this earth, all this will happen. But why? Acha, by the way, death is an issue because somebody will think that, I'm not able to enjoy, although it is already proven that, I mean, no living entity is the enjoyer. The only supreme enjoyer is Krishna. But still, why birth is also taken as a problem? Anyone? Hare Krishna. Old is a problem, yes. We are so disabled and all that. Disease is a problem also, you can understand. Why birth is a problem? Hare Krishna. Anyone?
So reason for desire for suffering, like constant confusion and stuff like that, give and take relationships.
Birth has two problems. First of all, the 9 months, there are problems which are described in Bhagavatam. The soul undergoes so much of pain inside. That is one part of the problem. Second part of the problem is that once it takes birth, it has to go. Because the the birth is not taking place just like that. It is taking place because of some karma. So this karma is not getting completely dissolved which is possible only through devotional work. So birth itself also is an issue. So therefore, it is said that if you are not getting out of this birth and death cycle, that is what is called liberation. And thereby, Krishna gives this all these examples, all these verses for so that we can go towards liberation, which is the ultimate aim. And when I think in last class when we asked what is liberation, some Mataji I think said that liberation is going to his abode. It is right. It is absolutely right. Going to his abode is liberation, but the event is basically getting out of the cycle of birth and death. So yet there is another nature, 8.20, which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Which part? That is Krishna's abode. That remains eternal. Everything dissolves. We can see all these devotees have done their, we can see Lord Shiva also, all of them done tremendous devotional service and finally came to his abode and he's waiting. So this is about description of the spiritual world and Lord's abode. Krishna's abode is non-different from him, number one. Two, it is free from birth and death, which are the main problems of this world, Janma, Mritu, Jara and Vyadhi. And it is infallible. Krishna's superior energy is opposite to the material energy in quality. So we talked about the superior energy and inferior energy in last class. So superior energy is the living beings. And then unlimited bliss is there because it's a Sachidananda and fulfills all desires, all attractive, unmanifested to mundane eyes, transcendental to manifest and unmanifest supreme destination, a place of no return. This is more important. It is a place for no return. So therefore, Prabhupada always said, he was publishing a magazine called Back to Godhead, because it is for all of us to understand what we should do so that we are back to Godhead. So every word is a song. This is a lesson. Every word is a song. Every step is a dance. Let's go to that magical land. This is the description of the Goloka chart. I think I don't know how to make it bigger because just one moment. I think it is not visible, right? Is it visible? Is the Goloka chart visible? Hare Krishna?
Yes.
So, in fact, if we make it bigger, then we'll see where Lord Krishna sits. So we'll have Earth. There are 14 planetary systems. So there are six above, seven above, six down. There is Earth. So there is Satyaloka, Mahalaka, uh, Tapaloka. All these lokas are there. Then down there's Atala, Sutala, Vitala, Patala, and all these are there. There is the Shiboloka is there. Shiva's abode is there. All others abodes are there, and ultimately that at the top, Goloka is there. So that the detailed chart, I think, if we enlarge it, we'll show it properly tomorrow. We'll make it how to make it larger. So this is what happens when, I mean, these are the leelas of Krishna. So if we go to Goloka Vrindavan after death, then we'll have the same leelas. Which see, leelas are permanent. If some leela that we hear, which has happened in Vrindavan, is Gopal Leela, where he plays with his friends, his gopas, plays with gopis, dances with gopis. All this Leela is happening in Golaka every time, all the time, and we'll be enjoying. So what will happen is that we'll go there, we'll just enjoy in and a part of that Leela. This wonderful Leela. So here I think the third picture is the most wonderful picture and wonderful Leela. I would like, because this is the Kartika month, so I think I'm really blessed to describe this Leela. So this is where Krishna, as a child, always he likes butter, and because it is very soft. So what he does is, he's see Yashoda Maya is having all the butter. They are so affluent. Everything is available there. What Krishna does, just maybe one pot or two pot, something like that, and he goes and steals them. So in fact, we are thinking that they will not like it, but what has happened was these gopis, in fact, looking at Krishna, they were thinking in their heart that Krishna is so opulent, he will not come to our house, he will not take our butter. But then Krishna listens to everybody's heart, so he goes to their house, steals the butter. So he was stealing his butter, and then they complained to Yashoda Maya that he's stealing my butter, our butter. So Yashoda Maya told, okay, fine. Where are you keeping your pots? Now on the ground. Okay, fine. No, you do it. You hang it on the roof or somewhere. So they hung it. But that also, Krishna and his friends went there and climbed that, and then took the butter. Sometimes they break the pots. All this was happening. Then Yashoda Maya gave another idea. You do one thing. You switch off the lights because they cannot know. Now, what happens is when Krishna goes, again the room is lighted because he was wearing all this, very, very high-powered jewels, Samantak money, and on so on and so forth. So then room is lighted. So again the same thing happened. He took butter and went. Then Yashoda Maya said, "Okay, fine. Do one thing. You just uh, close the lamp. So there will be absolute darkness, so nothing they can do. Now just Krishna comes. I will take out his ornaments, and now he's coming bare without any ornaments. But he's Krishna. He is full of effulgence, and with effulgence, he the room is lighted. So it's such beautiful, and we'll be part of all this lila when we reach Golaka Vrindavan. That will be the great thing. So this is one Mukunda Mala Stotra. If anyone wants to read it, can read it, and you know how it should be read. Anyone, please, Hare Krishna, if it is visible properly. It is in this, the meter is something like this. Krishna Todiya Pada Pankaja Panjar Panjarantam Advaibame Visatu Manasa Raja Hamsaha Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavat Nittaha Kanthavarodhana Vidau Smaranam Kutaste. Translation. Oh Krishna, please allow my mind to immediately yield to your lotus flower like feet, just as the flamingo enters into the labyrinth of lotus flower stem. When at the moment of my last breath, my throat becomes constricted by the action of the bodily humors, air, bile, and phlegm, how will I be able to remember you? This is a prayer by King Kulashekara in Brahma Samhita. And the tune, of course, tune is the same which I just cited. So basically what it's saying is that we're supposed to remember Krishna when we are young. Some people say that you should read Gita when you are retired or you are old. No, these are all misconceptions. Gita is to be read absolutely in the childhood. All these practices are supposed to be done in the time of childhood, because when the old age comes, all this happens. You can see what he's saying. At the moment of my last breath, my throat becomes constricted by the action of the Patha, Pitta, and Kapha. So how will I be able to remember you? So supremacy of pure bhakti in attending Krishna. So what happens to we talked about jnanis and karmakandis and of course devotees. So yogis and jnanis. So they plan. So for them, they think about when to pass or when to leave the body. So there is a time period which is given in the Shastra, is that they have to leave their body in the time of light, so that they can attain the Brahma Jyoti. And the Karmakandis, they leave in the darkness and then attain heavenly planets and then return to earth, because after their results of the good karma is over, then again they are back. However, for devotees, there is no such time. Any time they can leave their body. There is no restriction. As such, it is so difficult. I mean, one cannot even plan practically that, okay, I should, Dakshinayana, Uttarayana, those times I'm supposed to, leave my body. Like it is there in Mahabharata. So how it is possible? Because we may die even at some time which we have not planned. So therefore, it is best to be a devotee because we don't need any time. We can die anytime because we are already in Krishna consciousness and we'll attain, Krishna Loka. Yogis checks always the auspicious and inauspicious time. Pure devotees, any time is auspicious. How to think of Krishna at the time of death? He had already given what is his rupa. His rupa is Syama Sundara rupa. He has sent. Then there are 10 description was also given that we had already discussed. He's bright like sun, he is achintya, and all that description is there. But however, at mental level, think of me in form of Krishna, and by chanting Hare Krishna, physical carry out prescribed duty dedicated to me. So everything that we're doing is to for Krishna. If I am, uh, serving an organization, then the salary I'm getting, I should think that this I'm doing for Krishna, because if I get the salary, bonus, increment, whatever, or business, profit, revenue, whatever, then I'll use it for the service of Krishna. I'll make a beautiful garland for him. I will make a beautiful ornament for him, whatever, or even make a temple for him if I'm so opulent. So if that those are the thoughts, then it is supposed to be thought or termed as the dedication to Krishna or me. And intellectually, mind and intelligence fixed on me, because mind, intelligence, ego is something which the soul carries while during the transmigration to the next body. So therefore, mind and intelligence is the most important, because rest of the things, earth, water, air, fire, and ether, all this which is our, this gross body is made up of, all this in any case will remain with the earth. What will go is the subtle body. And this is where our work has to be. So we have to work not on our body, but we have to keep our body healthy. And therefore, we should chant Nrsimha mantra, which was chanted in the beginning, so that our body is okay and then we're able to remember Krishna. Vedesu yajnasu tapashu chaiva dinesu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tatsarvam idam viditva yoging param sthanam upeti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas. So he's saying a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results of derived from the studying of Vedas, because Vedas also, gives Vedas is about the three gunas. It is not beyond three gunas, but the benefits which Veda gives through various sacrifices, various duties, the same benefit the person who is in devotional service also will get. And next, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. I mean, the performing all this is actually part of the prescribed duties of Vedas, and the benefit which is coming out of all this will come to the for the devotional servant also. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode. So these are the Navada Bhakti, in which we can remember and in constant touch with Krishna. So we can do any one of them or all of them. All of them is difficult. There are very few people, great exalted devotees who have done all the nine bhaktis. One of them is Ambarisha Maharaj. So we said Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So Sravanam, we can see example is Parikshit Maharaj, who is listening from Sukamuni. So Kirtanam, there are many examples of Kirtanam. Mirabai is also one example in this present, present age. In other age also there are many. Then Smaranam, Padasavanam is Lakshmi Devi. Archanam, Bandhanam is Prahlad Maharaj, as well as Dhruva Maharaj. Dashyam is Hanumanji. Sakhyam is There are many examples. Sakyam can be Arjuna, can be Akrura, and also Atma Nivedana, complete surrender to the Lord. All the gopis are complete surrendered. Even Sudama is complete surrendered. This is the picture of Sudama. So Srimad Bhagavatam says, कलेर दोष निधे राजम अस्ति हि एको महान गुणः कीर्तनात् एव कृष्णस्य मुक्त संगः परम व्रजेत. So in the age of Kali dosha nidhe rajam. So he's saying Raja is who is Sukamani is addressing to Raja. Raja is Parikshit. He's addressing and saying that Kali has many problems, many faults. The people are lazy. People are what is that called? Alpa buddhi and all that is there. However, there is one wonderful thing with Kali Yuga which is not there in other yugas, and that is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom, the abode of Krishna. So this is a chapter summary. 8 questions by Arjuna. So what is Brahma? What is Adhi Yajna, Adhi Bhuta, and all that is being answered. So what is self? Uh, all that has been answered. Remembering Krishna at the time of death, we have heard 2 stories. So Tasmat Sarvesu Kalesu Mam Anuswara Yuddhascha. Remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti, Om Iti Ekaksharam Brahma. Remembering Krishna by the pure Bhakti, Dukkhalam or Saswatam, material world versus spiritual world. Paras Tasmat tu Bhavon Anyo. Supremacy of pure Bhakti in attaining Krishna. Atyeti Tat Sarvam Idam Viditva. So with this, we end the class. But before that, this chapter inspires me to again remember the bhajan that I prayed in last to last class is that Sarvesu Kalesu Mam Anusmara. Sarvesu Kaleshu Eva Anusmarami Asudevam Radhashyam Namaskaromi. मम हृदये तव नाम सचयामि. कृष्ण कृष्ण एव नाम सदा भजामि. हरे कृष्णा. Any question? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. We come to an end. I'm stopping share and I'm ready for the question and answer session. Hare Krishna. Any question? I think, cross a little time. We are at 16 minutes more. Any question? Hare Krishna. We'll go to 9th chapter tomorrow. No question today. So that means everyone is remembering Krishna, 100%. Please do that. Sarveshu Kalesu Anusmara Yuddhascha. There are some charts. Let me see if anything is there. Form has been filled up. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, done. Hare Krishna. What else is there? Any question or nothing is there? Okay.